All right, good morning. It is Monday, August the 4th, 2025. We hope everyone had a nice weekend, a little bit cooler weather, which is nice. My daughter participated in a 4-day archery camp. So if you need anyone to share the 11 steps to archery success, my daughter could do that for you. She just had a great time. We've always had the toy like Nerf bow and arrow, things like that around the house, but she was pretty excited to hold a real weapon and just kind of the power of so some true archery. So those of you that see her every once in a while, she would like that if you quizzed her on just the bow and arrow. She loves that stuff now. So anyway, we hope you had a nice weekend as well. First off, okay, so this week, Thursday, we will be hosting a webinar on the big beautiful bill. All right, just tax planning implications. There's a lot to go over. Kind of condensing 870 pages of legislation into what our team felt were, for the families that we serve, kind of the most important parts that everyone should know about. Okay, so there should be a blue button right below the video here where you can click and register. We're going to get started at 1 p.m. on Thursday. All right, so obviously we hope you can join. With that being said, if that does not work for your calendar, for your schedule, we will at some point be uploading the recording, the archive to our website. Okay, so you will at some point, might be a couple weeks, but you will be able to come back and watch it on our website. And maybe more importantly, obviously we have the fall reviews coming up here in just a few weeks. And for obviously it's going to be a huge point of emphasis for each family that we help, how some of these changes will influence your planning going forward. So we'll be touching on all that in this fall's reviews. Speaking of which, hopefully you saw the first scheduling email come out last week. All right, so just a reminder, it really helps our team the earlier you can register for your fall review as well. It's just, we really like to kind of have those on the schedule in advance, just so we can spend the necessary time preparing and getting everything ready for you. So button below to register for the tax planning webinar, not to be confused with the fall review scheduling, which we will continue to send out here in the week ahead. Okay, so market last week, kind of number thing. It's kind of a I don't know, not a fun week, but an eventful one. All right, so as expected, no Fed rate cut. All right, so the Fed left rates as they are, which was widely expected. What was more interesting though is we had two dissenting opinions on the committee. Okay, that's the first time that's happened in a long time, which kind of shows maybe some political pressure coming in here. We'll see. And on that note, what was more interesting was the jobs report that we received on Friday, which was not as good as expected. All right, so just 73,000 net new jobs added for the month of July, much less than expected. They also revised the previous 2 months lower as well. Would the Fed have cut rates had they seen this data, right? Because the Fed meeting was Wednesday, the jobs Friday. Would the Fed have cut? I don't know. Maybe. It wasn't a great report. The market's still pricing in 50 basis points, so likely 2 rate cuts by December. So we'll see the way that plays out. In terms of positive news, then we received the second quarter GDP, gross domestic product, higher by 3% annualized, which was just a great report. Welcome news after the 0.5% contraction for Q1. Again, not surprising to see just the rate of change in GDP, just given so some of the tariff headlines, right? So stated another way, the 0.5% of contraction was likely understating overstating the negative, and conversely This better than expected report, maybe not quite as good as the number is showing at 3. Maybe it is. Who knows? There are a lot of tailwinds pushing the economy as well, like we discussed last week with the more and more of these trade deals just getting done. It's removing uncertainty from the marketplace. So that's what makes markets. That's what makes them fun. Most stock markets around the globe last week moved a couple percent lower, which in my eyes that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, being at all-time highs, you get that jobs report. Yes, a nice GDP number, but that makes sense to me that markets would come down a couple percent last week. So with that being said, again, a blue button below. We would love to see you on the webinar. We're going to put in a little like Q&A as well, so you'll be able to ask some questions. And would love to see you Thursday for the webinar. And outside of that, questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. And we hope you have a great week. Thanks.